I really didn't want to do such a co-burger series, but it just happens. So I'm trying to explain the motives. After having watched a lot of YouTube vids, I'm trying to explain the motive, and I do this in an imaginary letter in the form of you, respectively, you talking to that Bryan K. So we wrap up the childhood with two sisters. It was said that that was a difficult childhood. Here I have a parallel aspect to that David K. from Czechoslovakia, from Prague. He had three sisters and he had a very hard situation as well. So maybe the situation among sisters in the family with no brothers may probably lead to some kind of misogynic behavior. Then something I heard as well was that you passed by that certain house with those 4 inhabitants and 2 housemates approximately 23 times. This is a parallel aspect which leads us to the not BK in your case, but the BTK, who was some kind of client of that Mrs. Dr. and or Professor Catherine R., from who, for a matter of respect, I won't say the family name. She is an idol for me and for you as well, Bryan. And by telephoning with that BTK, she showed some kind of empathy with the perpetrator, just like Dr. Carlyle did with the perpetrator named Cortez. Dr. Carlyle was initiated through the Ted Bundy case. Every officer and every forensic analyst in this field is initiated by a certain case. I think that for our Austrian Professor Haller, he can probably have been initiated by the Unterweger case. So we were at that Mrs. Lady Dr. R, and she showed some kind of empathy with that BTK, and otherwise she wouldn't have been able to talk with him for, I think, approximately 5 years or so. There was it was a blonde lady who was even pregnant during her series of interviews with the perpetrator. That was that Mr. Bitteker from the toolbox couple. Yeah, same situation. Talking like to a person you know for long. And the question that I asked myself in that Colosseum type scenario, so this is the expression that I have from that favorite TCRS that I really, really respect a lot. The Colosseum type scenario, which we have had on Wednesday during that sentence hearing. My question is, did they or could they show empathy during that hearing? No, they couldn't. But I also read the comments under the videos where people talk about that natural prison. Yeah, we call that Lynch in German. So your fellow inmates do something to you which is maybe even worse than the state could ever do. This is what was presented about 2 videos ago in the A grade versus the D grade, various aspects of grades. This was also one rhetorical revenge in the courtroom. Then the explanation of the black heart. As we all know, a phenomenon like hybristophilia exists, and as I've already heard in some of the YouTube videos, that may also be the case in your situation, Bryan. So you without any doubt, during your time in Lata jail, you have already received female fan mail. And maybe one of these females may have sent you, as a matter of encouragement, that black heart. And of the other side of that sheet of paper, you may probably already have prepared some kind of insight or statement, speech. But during that sentence hearing and the impact statements, you may probably have decided not to present it, because whatever you would have said, they would have thrown it apart anyway. So I wouldn't say it wasn't worth it, but it would probably even have hurt more, if ever you were hurt during that sentence hearing. Finally now, I come to that final aspect, why you did it. What was the clue to decide to do that? The problem was that you made an impressive way from high school to a simple college over to a real university, past the bachelor, the master's degree, and even were preparing your PhD. You were near your aim, and the next step to your aim as a forensic analyst would have been practical work in some kind of police office. And in one of the YouTube videos, I cannot put the link because I won't find the link anymore, but an officer was presented who did the interview with you during a Zoom setting, which he did with other people as well who wanted that job for the practical work in his office, and he rejected you. He rejected you again. But this was, I mean, you could have renounced on a female company for some more years. Sooner or later, you would have found someone, because you would have been an honorable forensic analyst. But the problem for people like that guy here, or for people like that Austrian guy, which I did analyze, that Mr. Ankur from the month of June. Let's put it straight here. This is a German word game. This is the Auslass, Aussatz, Ausschluss, and Ausschuss-Menschen. Menschen is people, yeah? 4 grades of these garbage people. And the reason for me to deal with these cases is that I know this situation. Wherever you go, how intelligent ever you are, whatever you study, they will always throw you away, because we are the garbage people.